Time I get, if I get New Haven's done and plant out the other variety, that's gonna be it for the night. And I don't think I'll make it that far.
Now that we're done with the sprayer, it is a little windy today. 20-mile-an-hour winds, 40-mile-an-hour gusts, so that's not really good spraying weather. He's gonna head out, start planting some beans. I'm gonna take the finisher back to where my pickup is, and then that way I'll start working, and once he needs to move, I'll just take my pickup over, grab the dually with the seed tender, run him seed whenever he needs it. Well, Dad is all loaded, ready to go. He's only gonna be planting 24 acres, roughly, with what he's got in the planter now. And then he's gonna be heading home, like I said, so I've got my truck staged where I'm gonna be working ground. That way I can come get him. But I gotta head this over, so that's my next step, is taking this down the road. I have air in my seat now, which is fantastic. Well, I almost took off out of here, and thankfully I was paying attention. I am almost out of fuel. But luckily we do have fuel in the dually. We do have some sweeps that definitely need changed. This guy's getting pretty short. I have no idea what that is. Looks like a pair of earmuffs, but I don't want to touch it. I'm a little deep, yeah. Originally, from when I first dropped in, this is what I was seeing, and that looks pretty good, but it is still a little wet underneath, so I'm gonna go ahead and shallow it up just a little bit. I'm gonna go half C maybe, and we'll go half C for now. See where that takes us. That's still pretty deep, really. I could probably shallow it up some from that even. Seems Dad is done planting that 24 acres. So I'm gonna go pick him up and take him to a seed tender. It's absolutely beautiful out tonight. A little chilly. Tomorrow I think we've got a high of 45 degrees. But he's gonna go ahead and at least go get the planter filled and then head back to the farm and put some more varieties in on that tender for tomorrow, because he's gonna try and make a run of 210 acres or so tomorrow. We don't have speed tubes or anything like that, so that's a pretty big run considering he's tendering most all the stuff himself, while I'm typically in the sprayer and tendering all the water to myself as well. So we can't really get a huge amount done. If we had a third man that could literally just feed us constantly, I mean, we could get done pretty quick. It is time to turn on a few podcasts and level up some ground the rest of the night. Dad is just getting in to the planter, taking off on the end rows. He said he was having problems with the auto steer that I set up on the end rows, so I'm gonna hop in quick with him, see what the heck's going on, see if he's just being an old man. I also got him the breakfast of champions here, so he'll be happy about that.
Every time you turn, you gotta shift your freaking track.
Why is it doing that?
Well, as long as I understand that's what it's doing.
You just gotta drive a little ways
And shift my track again.
Yeah.
If you had a 16-row bar, I'd follow right away. A-B curves, A-B adaptive curves.
Just won't change.
It will not shift off of that 8-row cylinder.
Forgot my knife. It's right there. It's about 1.5 inches, I would say. Man. Oh, I left my coat in the truck. Woo, burr. It is about 40 degrees and very windy. Man. Not a fan. So we're gonna let him do his thing. He's just checking seed depth, making sure everything's closing right, checking the moisture in the ground. It looks pretty good. What, you were checking down pressure?
Yeah, I was checking the rows.
I see.
What I don't like is this,
Yeah, that's too hard there, and it's not doing enough.
and that's why I put a little more pressure on the closing. So like right there, where this is so chunky, it's being straight.
Right.
What I see over here, I'm like,
Yeah, you could actually go a little more. This is not spring weather. This is like grain hauling in December weather. This is miserable. I should be farming popsicles. Now that I can actually see in the daylight here, what I did here on this field looks pretty decent. I might hit these end rows a couple more times. It's a little chunky here, but out in the field is looks great. This is where we drive the semis in on, and the cart during the fall. Gets a lot of compaction, so it's a little slabby yet, so I'm just gonna run over it a few more times before I head out of here. So these patches are kind of tricky to get to. Typically I drive through the middle school that is sitting over here, but it is absolutely packed on a Saturday. I don't know what's going on this early, but I mean, there's 100 cars there, and it's only got a total staff of like 12. So I don't know what's going on. So there is another route to the patches. It's just very, very close to the power lines, but it looks like it's gonna be my only route. So I'm just gonna have to really pay attention to what I'm doing, because those reels stick up pretty high, and I don't want those to catch on that power line, obviously. I think I can make it under here without hitting these. I'm just going to take her very slow. Just barely missed that one. The wind was bobbing it up and down. We're through though. That's all that matters. Huh. My discs are plugged, and I don't really have anything in here to dislodge all that mud. Maybe a hammer. Don't know how well that's gonna work. I am finished here on those little patches. I'm gonna head this thing back home because I need fuel. And not only that, but I seriously have got to change these sweeps on this thing. Oh, it's sleeting right now. Not sure if you can see it on the windshield. I'll just put it in 4-wheel drive just in case I hit any ice. Beautiful plant weather though. That would be just the cherry on top if we got all that work done on the sprayer and spent all that time on it just for it to freeze and ruin everything that we just did to it. So I'm just gonna put it in the shed, get it out of the weather. You know, one thing, I am definitely putting my jacket on to do all this. Dad is home, fueling the planter. I'm gonna help him get loaded. Everything that we've planted so far has been a 2.8 maturity soybean. We've got everything from 2.8 to like a 3.7, I believe. But that's what we're gonna be filling Dad with is 2.8s. We're just gonna kind of go down the line, start with our 2.8s and move up to the 3.7s. A lot of the 2.8s are going on like sand and stuff like that. We're on to black dirt now, but now we're just trying to get rid of the 2.8s. So he's got beans in the CCS now, and we're just gonna blow all that seed out into the boxes. That's the one nice part about having boxes. We've got PVC tubes that are extended down into the box so it doesn't fill them. It only fills like that much of the box. That way if we need to empty the boxes for any reason, we don't have a crap ton of seed in the boxes. But whenever we do want to fill the boxes so that the variety is out of the CCS, we just pull those PVC tubes up and just blow the rest of the seed out into the box. I'll show you here once he gets it unfolded. But that's the plan. We're gonna blow all this variety back or out into the boxes and then load the CCS box full with 80 bags of a new variety. Not sure who parked that nurse tank there, but it's in the way. Here's what I mean by the tubes we got put in here. I'm just gonna pull these up, get the seed blowing out. Now we can just go through and kind of level the boxes up. So they look pretty even. Of course, I didn't latch or put the lids on the side of the box thinking they'd be okay. The second I go to put them on, the wind blows them all away. Snowing. We're planting and it's snowing. Merry Christmas, everybody. Okay, I need something to transfer some beans from one CCS to the other. See, I accidentally filled the one side a little too heavy. Beautiful planting weather.
What?
It's a beautiful planting weather.
Yes. Well, anybody that is done with beans, I can tell you, I don't think is right.
No.
We're kind of catching up.
Yeah. Yeah, corn planting is at a halt. Dad is heading out with the planter. I'm going to check on the sweeps of this finisher before I head back out. You can see that those wings are just much smaller, which, I mean, some guys run them lower than that, but out on these wings especially, I like to keep them kind of full. Anyway, I'll show you how you remove these. You got a fancy little tool here. You just kind of just bang on it and hope that it falls off. No, you gotta kind of get this cleaned out here, which, if I had my pocket knife, would be great, but I don't today for some reason. Shove that in there, just like that. Then you put some tension down on that spring in there and smack it with a hammer. And you just slip the new one back on there. Like that. And that's it. So I'm going to go around and change the rest of these that I want gone. Alright, well, we only changed about 15 of them. Can't forget to fuel it. While that's fueling, I'm going to go put that sprayer away right now so that we don't forget it. I don't even know if the dumb thing's going to start. It's so cold. I feel better that that's put away. This snow is really starting to get annoying. So Dad is over planting just south of the house, 120 acres of beans, and then he's going to be moving to that field that I just finished this morning. I'm headed to a 6-acre patch. We still farm it because we used to farm the whole field, and everyone kind of just sectioned it off for hunting purposes and whatnot. And they don't want the middle of it to kind of just grow up in weeds, so we still farm it for them. You know, we'll farm an acre in the middle of timber if it's offered to us. So, oh, it's still snowing. Wish I had my drone out on Dad planting right now in the snow. That'd be quite funny. But at any rate, we're here at our 6-acre patch, and we're just leveling ground. Not much really going on. It's what we're going to be doing for the rest of the day. So I will probably see you once I either jump in a sprayer or a planter. It is really coming down now. Wonder if Dad is still planting. I imagine he is. But it is just, it's full on snowing. We've got almost a blizzard on our hands here. We're actually getting accumulation on the ground at this point. I'd love to get my drone out because it'd be absolutely beautiful to really see an overview of all the snow coming down, but My gosh, the wind is so bad, I think my drone would probably crash and burn somewhere.